Now this video covers the neural networks in the brain that we mentioned briefly during the segment on brain research and their connection to learning in the classroom. Now first you have to understand there are three networks in the brain. There's the recognition network, the strategic network, and the affective network. And the recognition network, of course, is how we look at things, how we bring things in and recognize, oh, that's a square, or oh, that word, that's the word uh, Roman, okay? And the strategic network is how we approach and apply things, or the affective networks is where what we do in the emotional side. And the recognition network takes up most of the back of our brain where all that sensory information is received. The strategic network is more in the frontal side of the brain, and the affective is in deeper inside portions of the brain. Now, recognition networks leads to what we call recognition learning. Okay, and recognition learning is really how we look at it. How do we recognize patterns? Um, how we see things and perceive things and hear things and taste and smell. And what we need to do when we're presenting our curriculum to students and presenting lessons and materials, we need to recognize that there is a part of learning called recognition learning. And part of that is to provide multiple types of examples, not just one example. And I know as a math teacher, this is what sometimes gets me, is that I do provide multiple examples, but then I realize, but it's multiple examples of the same exact concept, and it's multiple examples taught exactly the same way. And that's really not what I'm talking about, multiple examples. I'm talking about multiple types of examples so that students can see different ways and approaches to doing something. All right, and also this is times we highlight critical features of a problem or a statement. It's where it's good to get out and really work with the text with students. Provide multiple media and formats, not just chalk and talk, but maybe providing a video or audio presentation for students who might learn better in other means, like you might have someone who's a more visual learner or more tactile learner, and they do learn differently and need different forms of media to help them process information. And this is so give them supportive background context, like building on the known. What do they know already? So that you draw that out to help them learn and to recognize the concept that they're dealing with. Of course, we also have strategic learning, and strategic learning is the strategies we come up with to process and to begin developing solutions to problems and things. And we need to provide students with many opportunities of practice where we support them. We need to provide them ongoing relevant feedback, and this is where formative assessment comes in handy, where we're constantly watching and observing and allowing and helping them and coaching them through for their processing as they learn how to strategically plan and solve problems. But it's also a good time for them to provide their own and do self-reflection as they work through the problem. And we need to give them opportunities for be flexible in the way we allow them to demonstrate skill. Maybe it's writing something out on the chalkboard or on a piece of paper. Maybe it's developing a video to present their ideas. Or maybe it's writing a story or giving a verbal description of how something was done instead of just there is only one way to do this and one way only. All right. And provide flexible models of skilled performance. In other words, show them and demonstrate to them what a skill, what skilled performance actually is. Don't just let them, don't abandon them and let them just flounder around. Give them a way to develop strategies and give them examples of successful strategies that match their learning styles. Now, the final element, of course, is the emotional side or the affective learning style. And this is where we need to offer students choices because sometimes one way may frustrate them, and frustration leads to them not necessarily being motivated enough to complete the assignment. Offer varying levels of challenge. If you've got someone who's very bright in the classroom who can handle the concepts, give them something more difficult to do and tier the work levels for students. Offer different choices of rewards. Don't just let that average A be the main goal of a reward. Give other types as well, and recommendations like badges, or have a wall of heroes where they get to post what they've done, their successes there. And offer choices of learning context. Maybe they learn differently, and give them the choices there so that they can learn according to their learning profile and their learning style. Remember, this is all about inclusion and including the various learning styles and learning profiles in the classroom.